What's up everybody? Before we get into the video, I just want to say thanks for all the recent support, and if you make any of these 5 mistakes, comment which one it is down below. Stop wasting your time making these 5 mistakes in Fortnite. Coming in at number 1, we have playing without a goal or any intention. Most people are loading up into games and playing aimlessly. This means you're probably loading up into games and just going through the motions, and whatever happens, happens. If you really want to improve, you need to be going into every game with some type of game plan. This game plan could be to improve your drop, your loot route, and your off spawn in general, making sure you're looting and gathering materials with the most efficiency possible. Another part of your game plan could be to practice your rotations, which is very important for mid-game and especially in-game. And finally, you need to be practicing your in-game fighting. This means focusing on taking the right peeks, playing your angles correctly, and hitting shots. Another mistake you're probably making is too many excuses. When you lose, chances are there's something you could have done to prevent that from happening. Maybe you rotated at a bad time, maybe you just missed too many shots, or maybe you didn't protect yourself enough during a fight and a third party was able to eliminate you. There are many reasons you could have lost the fight, and regardless, the best tip to fixing this mistake is VOD review. And that is simply just watching your gameplay back and looking for those mistakes you might have made during fighting or rotates or whatever the case may be. The third mistake comes from creative, and this is 1v1ing the same person too much. When you're playing against the same person in creative too much, you start to gather a playstyle that really only works against that person. So now when it comes to fighting other people, they throw things at you that you were just not ready for. Now it is still fine to 1v1 your friends, especially if they're better than you, but just try not to do it too often, because the best way to improve is to play people with all different types of playstyles. This way, when it comes to in-game fighting, you can be ready for whatever people throw at you. At mistake number 4, we have not translating your creative skills. A lot of people are really good in creative, but when it comes to in-game, they're not playing with the same confidence and IQ. Doing this might lead you to a more passive playstyle, which in the long run, it'll make improving take a lot more time. The best solution for this is to load up in a game and just fight like you were in creative. Now you'll still lose fights, but you will be able to take something from each fight. This will also increase your fighting experience, which will ultimately lead to better execution and more confidence. Coming in at mistake number 5, we have a bad drop spot. A lot of people are so worried about landing and being uncontested that they choose a terrible POI that will not set them up for the rest of the game. It is okay to land at places that might not have a name, but if there's only 4 chests and 2 floor loot spawns and a lack of resources, then it's probably somewhere that you shouldn't be landing, and more so a last resort type of place. There are plenty of places around the map that don't have an actual name that still do have good loot, and the max that you'll be contested is maybe by 2 other people. But that's a good thing because you can get some off-spawn fighting practice and leave your spot with some momentum going into the rest of the game. This will also help you to remember practicing getting the best drop possible, as well as developing an efficient loot path. Coming in at number 6, we have low awareness. This could be low awareness of the medallions that may be near you, where Storm is, or even other players that just may be in the area. The top ways to fix these mistakes are checking your map constantly for the medallions, using visual audio to see fights that may be happening in the distance, or footsteps, which would be somebody being close to you. Placing markers is another way to help you when it comes to rotations. This way you can check your map, place the marker, and just get there without having to worry about bad positioning. And the final mistake is playing too slow. Most people are playing slow and more passive because they care about their rank, and they don't want to take the risk of losing any percentage. But this is likely the worst mistake you can make, and that's because you're wasting your time. you're sitting 20 minutes in every game just to get 1 or 2 kills, when you could get that same amount of experience in just 2 minutes by fighting 1 or 2 fights off spawn. The best solution for this is to just get over your rank and fight. But if you really can't do that, then I do recommend playing pubs, because there are still real players in there and some of them are decent. And if you decide to go that route, you really need to be fighting everybody that you see and trying to get those fights out the way as fast as possible. So all in all, if you want to improve, you need to start setting goals, stop making excuses, randomize who you play in creative, fight like you're in creative, and stop camping. Be aggressive, get that experience, and start playing to your true potential. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and see ya.